Digital Romance TV.
Hey folks, how's it going? It's Michael Fiore welcoming you back to Digital Romance TV, where we're going to answer one of the big recurring questions we get all the time at Digital Romance Inc., which is...
5 signs you are the other woman, or conversely, 5 signs he's seeing someone else.
Well, these are 2 different things, aren't they?
Well, we could do, I mean, it's basically the same things, but from different perspectives.
Yeah, okay. Well, what are 5 signs that you are the other woman? Not you personally, but the other woman.
He's hard to get a hold of.
Yep.
Doesn't seem to have any time for you.
Mm-hmm.
He's cagey about...
He doesn't make commitments very easily as far as when you're going to be with him or what's kind of going on at that point. Yeah, that's a big one. Mm-hmm.
He's cagey about where he was or how, like when he was at things. He overall like non-specific about many of the details of his day.
Yeah, totally, yeah.
Or past meetings.
Will not introduce you to his friends, family members, etc.
Sure.
That's actually probably a pretty big one.
Sure.
Overall, because if he introduced you to his friends, all his friends would know that he's cheating.
Yeah.
So there you go. Generally a bad thing. Unless his friends are douchebags, and they'll be like, yeah, it's really cool, no problem, whatever. How many was that? I don't even know.
I don't know. I think we covered it.
But yeah, I mean, generally speaking, if he just won't, if he's not acting like he's really dating you, I would say.
Right.
That's kind of a big indicator.
But I mean, let's be clear about that. Unless you've had a conversation where
you're his boyfriend or she, well, either way. If you're
where you are seeing that person and you have said we are seeing each other exclusively.
You are defining the relationship at that point.
Right.
Yes.
Unless you really want to, A of all, you're not dating exclusively unless you've had that conversation, and B of all, unless you really want to know the details.
Yep.
I don't know why you would push it.
Well, also like the idea of is he seeing somebody else or is he cheating on you? We've had so many occasions where people have written in, particularly women, which I always hate picking on women on these things, but we get more of these questions, where they say things like, oh my God, I think he's cheating on me, he's seeing somebody else, and then we get the whole email, and then we have to say, you were never dating him.
Right, you were sleeping with him.
Yeah, and he thought you were just sleeping together.
And you were having a casual relationship.
And you thought that you were getting ready to pick out linens or something like that.
Right.
And you have to actually have the conversation.
Right, no matter how good the sex is, no matter how great the time you are together is playful and fun.
No matter how you interpret how he looks at you or he puts his hand on your hip and you do a little dip or whatever else it's going to be, those aren't indicators that you're actually in a relationship until you've actually looked at each other and said, we are in a relationship in some way. Now, if you actually are in a relationship and you've had him say the words and you know all these things, indicators that he is seeing somebody else would be things, the biggest one that people talk about all the time is, do massive changes happen in his grooming and his routine at that point?
And even if that means he's all of a sudden interested, this is one of the ones I saw on a thing the other day, in more sex with you.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
A change in your sexual relationship in any way, shape, or form is one of those signs.
Because when you're having sex, you want to have more sex.
Right.
It's one of those things. So actually, it's so bad that can be a bad indicator.
I know, right.
Yeah. But if he suddenly is like really interested in losing a lot of weight out of nowhere, if you find him getting dressed up a lot more, like if I suddenly started wearing something besides a black t-shirt, I think my wife would be a little bit concerned. That kind of thing is really a big indicator. But don't just trust your gut on these things. I think a lot of times women will sabotage relationships by assuming, okay, well, he didn't do this or he didn't do that, or he wants to spend time with his friends, and therefore he must be cheating. Sometimes he just wants to actually spend time with his friends, going from there. But it's mostly just big changes in the way he's doing things, big changes in the way the way you guys communicate, changes in your sex life, and also more like, oh, he's having to, like that combined with, he has to work late a lot more often, or he's unavailable to you a lot more often.
Or he doesn't have good, a good itinerary of where he's been or what he's been doing.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Especially if he's always been open about what he's doing and where he's been. And then he suddenly becomes much more cagey about it. That's generally a bad indicator. Also, if he comes up to tell you, hey, I'm sleeping with somebody else, that's a pretty good indicator as well.
Yeah, I would just say. Yeah, I would trust him if he's saying that. That's what he's trying to say.
You can probably generally trust that he's actually telling the truth if he was to actually do that.
Sure.
Tangentially, women are way better at cheating than guys are.
Yeah.
Just in general.
It's because we have all the browser windows open at once and able to think things through a lot faster.
Yeah, and women will do things like they'll change the name in the text so they don't actually get a text from Bob, they get a text from Carol instead. And guys are like, text from Carol, who's Carol? I don't care, whatever.
It's true.
What? So there you go. There's 5 and 5, or some number and
Lots
some number of indicators that you are the other woman and that you, or whatever else. And if you are the other woman, here's the deal. Don't wait around. he's not going to leave his wife for you. He's just not going to. It's never going to happen. He's going to tell you that he's going to because he likes having sex with you, but he's not actually going to leave her anytime soon. Otherwise, he would have already done so.
Unless that's the relationship you're looking for.
Yes, and if he's already started that process, then even if you get together with him, you're going to be the rebound and it's going to end badly.
Unless that's the relationship you're looking for.
Well, no, if that's what you're looking for, that's fine. But still, it's kind of morally reprehensible.
Okay.
Anyway, so that's that. If you want more brutal advice from us, go to digitalromanceinc.com with an INC. There's podcasts, there's articles, there's all sorts of wonderful things. And do me a favor and leave a comment down below. Good, bad, ugly, whatever you want to say. You can also tell us your stories of being the other woman, or you can even tell us your stories of being cheated on. And they're going to be this long, because they always are. Bye-bye. If you want to understand men better than they understand themselves, go to digitalromance.tv/secret to watch a special presentation where I explain the weird psychology of men and what men need to truly commit to a woman.